The number 1 in the support goes right along with the number 1 that we had in 8.6. It gives us 11v plus 5, 6v minus 18 equals 0, and it says the solutions are blank. So remember, if it gives it to you already in the factored form, you just set each of the factors equal to 0 and solve them for their v. So this one, 11v plus 5, I'll set that equal to 0 and solve it. And this one, 6v minus 18, I'll set that one equal to 0 and solve it to get my 2 solutions. So here I'll subtract the 5s. So 11v equals negative 5. Divide by 11. So v equals negative 5/11. So there's one of your solutions. And on this one, add the 18.
Ms. Hanson, I have a question real quick. Why is it gonna stay in fraction form?
Okay, because right here. So I would definitely see if that's simplified.
Okay.
Negative 5 over 11. It's just that if I do try to simplify that and I put it in my calculator, negative 5 over 11, and I math enter that to simplify that fraction. So if I hit math, enter, it still tells me negative 5 over 11, which just means this fraction doesn't simplify any more than it already is.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're going to see that something different over here. So let's look here. If I add the 18 to both sides, I've got 6v equals 18. And then divide by 6. So now what happens when you put that fraction in your calculator and you do 18 over 6, that one does turn into a whole number like you would expect, because that does say 18 divided by 6. So that does simplify for you to 3. So your 2 solutions would be negative 5/11 and positive 3. All right, number 2. A squared minus 8a minus 9 equals 0. So anytime you have an equation and it's squared and you're looking to solve it, you can use your quad program, right? That'll solve any quad equations for you. So just go to quad, hit your program button, go down to quad, and type in your A, B, and C. So let's see here. My A is in front of A squared, so it'll be 1. My B is the number in front of this A, so it's negative 8, and my C is negative 9. So when I put those numbers in, 1, enter, negative 8, enter, negative 9, enter. There's your 2 solutions, positive 9 and negative 1. All right, number 3 and 4 are the exact same thing, just plugging into quad. They're both quad equations. Okay, number 3 says solve by factoring, but if it's a squared, there's no reason to not use your quad program. You've got 3n squared minus n minus 14 equals 0, so your A, B, and C are going to be 3. What's in front of that n?
1.
Negative 1. And your C is negative 14. So again, back to quad. Your A, B, and C will be 3, -1, and -14. I think I get a decimal here, so just hit enter again. So those are your two solutions, 7/3 and -2. And last one, 2x squared minus 22 equals 0. So this one, just be careful putting in your A, B, and C, right? A is in front of x squared, so it's a 2. What's your B?
0.
0, good. And your C is -22.
Where'd you get 0?
Because when I'm doing my A, B, and C, A is always in front of your squared term. So that's where the 2 came from. Your B is what is the number that comes in front of the just X. Is there a term that's just an X? Right in here, if there was. There is no term that just has an X on it. You have to put in a number for for the B though. So if there's not an X, you put in a 0 for it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because your C always has to be the number that doesn't have a letter hooked on it. That has to be your C. So here's the number without a letter on it. So see this one, that's why there was a B, right? Because there was just a plain N. There was a squared, a plain N, and a constant. So that's why there was numbers for all 3 letters there. So what do you get when you put in that for A, B, and C? A is 2, B is 0, and C is -22. Whoops.
0.
So I got a decimal, so I hit it again. So 0 plus the square root of 11 and 0 minus the square root of 11. So when you enter it, these zeros are just not, you can just enter positive square root of 11 and negative square root of 11. And they'll probably even let you enter it like this. Yeah. There's that plus minus button, square root of 11. Now, before we leave here, because that's the last one that we're going to do, like I said, 5 and 6 will not